So, were you successful? Let's have a look at my solution together. The first task was to create two new components. One manually and with the CLI maybe. So I will start with the first one, which I'll create manually. I will create a new folder and I will name it warning alert. And in there I will create a new file, which I'll name warningalert.component.ts, following this naming convention I explained. Now in this TypeScript file, I will export a class, which I'll also name warning alert component, again following this convention of being descriptive about what's in it. Here I will add the component decorator, and as you learned, the component decorator needs to be imported, so we should import component from @Angular core like this. With that import added, we need to configure the component so that Angular is able to do something with it. We absolutely need to add a template, and we should also add a selector here so that we are able to use it. Now the selector could simply be app warning alert, again to have a unique selector. And the template, you could point to an external file or use an inline template. For this component, I will use an inline template, though of course you are free to choose an external file. And I will simply, between backticks here, create a multi-line string where I have a paragraph in which I say, this is a warning, you are in danger, whatever text you like. This is my first component for now. Now I will create the second component with the CLI. So in the terminal, I can create a new one by running ng generate component, or as I told you, the shortcut gc. And now this will be the success alert. So success alert will be the name. This will give me a success alert folder with all these files. I don't need the spec file, the testing file here. So we'll remove it. And now in this folder here, we got a out of the box working TypeScript file. We got a HTML file. As a side note, you can't ignore this constructor and ng on init thing. I will come back to this later. And here I want to output another message where I say, you are so successful maybe. This is my success message. So with that, both components are created. I also already added their templates, the content of the templates. Now we should output them beneath each other here in the app component. So I'll do this right below this paragraph, maybe add a horizontal line to separate them. And then I'll add the app warning alert component and the app success alert component. And now if we save this, we will get an error. So now is your chance to anticipate this error and fix it, but I will show you which error it is in a second. So I'll save this, and let's now go to our presumably working application where we, oh guess what, find an error. So what's wrong? Let's have a look at the error message. Most error messages are kind of useful in Angular, that's a good thing. And here it says that app warning alert is not a known element. Isn't that strange? Because warning alert, this selector here, I can copy it so that I don't have a typo. If I now paste this in there, doesn't look like I had one, so it should be known. Nope, we forgot one important thing. App module, we have to add it there. The success alert component was added automatically since we used the CLI, but our warning alert component, well, we have to add it on our own. So we should add warning alert component here, and I could use my IDE to auto import it, but for this time I will type the import manually. So warning alert component should be imported from, and now we should point to our warning alert folder and there to the warning alert.component file without .ts at the end. Now with this in place, now if you go back to the application, now we see this is a warning, you are in danger or you are so successful. So now we can see both components. So we finished these tasks here. Now let's style them appropriately. So maybe a little box with a red background for the warning and with green for the success case. So for the warning alert, I'm again going to use inline styles to have everything inlined here to show how this works. So I'll add my styles array, and in there I'll add backticks to be able to write a multi-line style. And I basically want to style my paragraph, which is the only element I have in here. So this paragraph now should receive some padding, maybe 20 pixels, and a background color of, let's search for red, or maybe some misty rose, something like that. It's a light red touch, choose any color you want. And maybe also let's give it a border of 1 pixel solid and a solid red color. If I save this, we should now see, looks like a warning alert box, looks fine to me. Now let's copy this for our success box, but here I'm going to use the external file, which is already referenced in the TypeScript file here. So let's add it here. Let's turn this to some light green, maybe green yellow, or do we have something pale green maybe? And then use a clear green here for the border. And now we should see 2 boxes below each other, 1 green, 1 red, depending on the component, with our own style added. So with that, all tasks are completed. This was the first little assignment to play around with components and get into how to create them, how to style them, how to work with them. Let's dive deeper into the basics of Angular in the next lectures.